Hello everyone, Donnie Wanders here, and today I've gone fishing. Fishing season has started here in Nova Scotia, and today is my first day out, and I decided to come to this lake that I have been to before and that I've had some success, but I think it was later in the year. So even though I am fishing today, I'm not sure that I'm going to catch anything. I'm never sure that I'm going to catch anything. But today is mainly just so that I can get outside. Is step one, or the first part of my plan, is to just be able to get out and enjoy a little bit of nature. And as usual, I have not really checked over my fishing gear from last year, so I'm gonna see what's up with my gear, what needs to be repaired or replaced, all that stuff. I'm pretty rusty. We'll see how my casting goes. Today I brought with me my Tenkara rod, which is a style of Japanese fly fishing. It's very simple. There's no reel. But I also have my standard, you can see it like here poking over my shoulder, my regular fly rod as well. And I may or may not fish with that today. I seem to really be gravitating more towards Tenkara. But we'll see. We'll see what I get up to. And I've stopped here because I just came to a fork in this trail. Kind of just show you. And I can't really remember which way I'm supposed to go, so I'm going to check the map and carry on. One of the other purposes of today's outing is to try out a new backpack. So I have a little bit of a backpack addiction maybe. I have like a dozen. I've made a video about some of the backpacks that I own. I can't seem to stop buying them, and it's all in the quest for the perfect backpack. So today I'm trying out this brand new red one, and this one, it just occurred to me a couple of weeks ago that I could try a baseball backpack. And the reason that I've tried a baseball backpack is because it has really deep pockets in it. And I was looking for something that I could put my camera equipment in, but also my fishing gear. So the deep pockets, they're like long, narrow pockets, and they're designed to hold baseball bats. And there's one on either side of the pack. So I figured that, with something that long, I could probably put my camera gear in it, but also my fishing rods. So I packed up the pack today, and I have all three of the fishing rods with me that I typically use. Really, I typically only use one, and that's the Tenkara rod. But since I had the space, and since I'm trying the backpack, I thought I'd bring all three with me. Coming to the end of the trail that takes us to this lake. It's only about maybe half a kilometer. Pretty easy hiking, easy when you're wearing waders because they're giant puddles, but you can just walk through them. No risk of getting wet. And here's what this lake looks like today. It's a beautiful, foggy day here in the middle of Nova Scotia. Don't see any fish jumping yet. You can see there are a couple of boats just sitting over here, kind of down at the end of the trail. And I just walked kind of through the woods around this way. And I'm headed to that side of the lake. And I'm pretty sure the last time that I was here, the last couple times I was here, I walked along the shoreline. But I can't really do that today, or I can't easily do that today because we've had so much rain. It rained again last night. The water level is pretty high, so I'm opting instead to walk along the shoreline through the woods. And let me just show you what this is like. Sorry for the shaky camera work. But this, I'm kind of just like beating my way through this really brushy stuff. Just walk through this forest behind me. The lake takes kind of a dogleg to the south and narrows into a small water course here. And this water is real high right now. I've seen this like quite shallow. And I think this is the area that I want to fish. Maybe down where those rocks are, like right down there. I just scoped out this little reach, this little water course that connects the top part of the lake with kind of the bottom part of the lake. I think it's all the same lake above me where I came from and just below me here. And I think I'm just going to fish this little section. It's only about 100 meters long, more than enough for what I intend to accomplish today. I hope I catch a fish, but if I don't, that's not really why I'm here. I'm choosing this area because I prefer fishing in small water courses. I like little streams and little brooks. I like flowing water. If I catch a fish, it's not going to be very big. But this is kind of just what I like. I don't necessarily go for big fish. And I don't need to catch a ton of fish. I don't need to catch any fish. But I don't know why this appeals to me. A lot of people really like fishing in lakes, in boats. I kind of just like standing in a nice, like, rocky bottom water course, a narrow water course, and taking my chances that way. I've been fishing just around the bend here, and this is where the water course opens up into this pool, and then continues on, like, that's part of the lake, and it kind of carries on that way. But this little pool is really pretty, and it's there's a wetland here as well lining this part of the lake. And I wanted to show you these plants that exist in our wetlands here in Nova Scotia and probably throughout northeastern North America. And these are called pitcher plants. And they're a bright red plant. They live in aquatic or semi-aquatic environments. And you can see that these ones are fully in the water right now. And the reason that I wanted to show these to you is because they are a carnivorous plant. So the flower part, like this part, it fills with water. So these are all full of water right now. Like, I'll show you. Have a peek in here. And you can see that that's full of water. And aquatic insects, and I think flying insects, bugs, that sort of thing, will fly into them or crawl into these flowers and drown. And then the plants digest them. So they digest the bugs and whatever else might crawl in there and die. And they may also have like a sticky membrane sort of thing on the inside. It looks like, if you can see here, it looks like there's all these little fibers that are kind of pointed that way. So that might also be one of the mechanisms that makes it difficult for bugs to crawl up out of there if they find themselves in the clutches of a pitcher plant. They're a really, really pretty plant. They're like a vibrant red. The colors aren't super vibrant yet. They do get a little bit more vibrant, I guess is the best word to use, as the season goes on. And they're such a cool plant. I haven't caught anything, and I haven't had a nibble. I haven't seen any fish jumping at all, which is not really a surprise because it's April and the water's still very cold. And I suspect that the fish are probably still in the deeper part of the lake where the water is going to be a little bit warmer. Insects aren't really out yet. There are a few around today, but there's nothing really in this water course or in this portion of the lake that would make the fish want to be here. So I may have had better luck had I had a boat and gone out with like a regular spin rod and cast down kind of deep. But this kind of fishing is mostly at the surface or within the top 8 inches of the surface of the water. So I'm not really surprised that I haven't caught anything and that I haven't seen any signs of fish. Nothing jumping. Haven't actually seen any as I'm approaching the water course either. But that is okay. I really don't care if I catch fish when I'm fishing most of the time. It's always nice to catch a fish, but if you've been watching my channel, you know that I kind of just like mucking around in the woods. So fishing is a really nice excuse to just mess around in the woods all by yourself. And you know what they say, there's a reason they call it fishing and not catching. Check out this tree with all the holes in it that I just stumbled across or just came across. This is a dead tree and it's broken off right there, and it looks like this is the bottom part of that, what was a very tall tree at one point. Another big tree over here is snapped off. But I love looking at all these like holes in the tree. And the holes would have been made by woodpeckers who were foraging for food, little bugs and things in this dead tree. Dead trees make really good habitat for a lot of species. And this one was obviously like a woodpecker buffet. Making my way back to the truck along this little trail that I think is only about 1 kilometer long to get down to that lake. Mix of this kind of trail that you can see behind me, which is sort of like an ATV trail, and a tiny bit of like forest and bushwhacking, forest walking and bushwhacking to get to those fishing spots. I'm not going to tell you where I fished because I know that other people fish there, and they can be quite protective of their special fishing spots, even though I didn't catch anything today. So maybe it's not that great a spot. They still don't, a lot of people don't want you to be honing in on their spots. So I will respect that, even though I think it's a little bit silly. So yeah, nice walk. I was here, like in this area, for about 3 hours, and it feels like I've been here for about 45 minutes. That's the power of hanging out in the woods. You lose track of time. Did a little bit of Tenkara fishing as predicted. I didn't get my other fishing rods out of the bag. It seems like all I really want to do is Tenkara fish because it's so like simple. So yeah, that was fun. Checked some of my gear. I still have some flies, loads of flies from last year. So I won't have to get back to the tying bench anytime soon unless I want something special. I actually just used the fly that was on the line from last year. It's such bad practice to leave your gear all together like that, but I did, and I don't know, it's no worse for wear, I guess. So I don't even know what kind of fly I was fishing, which may also have something to do with the fact that I didn't catch anything. I know it was a Tenkara fly, which is a fly that sort of mimics both fish and insects. But other than that, I'm like, I don't know, it's just a fly. Throw it on, throw it in the water, see what happens. So, and what happened today was I didn't catch anything. However, I had a lovely morning, and rain is in the forecast, and it's kind of been spitting off and on, so I need to get out of here before I get trapped in a downpour. Thank you for watching, and Donnie Wanders will see you in the next one.